Good morning to one and all. My name is Vishwajit and I give everyone a very warm welcome to meeting number 888 for Gurgaon Toastmaster Club. I am today acting as Sergeant at Arms. As everyone has a mission to achieve in their life, likewise our club also has a mission. Toastmasters mission of our Toastmaster Club is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Toastmasters International core values are integrity, respect, service and excellence. Before starting the meeting, I would like to mention some ground rules. First, you need to put your mobile or any other sound-making device on silent so that it doesn't disturb any speaker. As Toastmasters, we refrain from talking about sex, religion, and politics in a derogatory manner. Hence, please abstain from discussing these topics. Please do not cross-talk or interrupt the speaker while he or she is speaking on stage unless asked for an opinion. Please do not enter or exit the room while a person is speaking. Please do so only during the applause. By default, we shall be recording the video of the proceeding. If in case you don't want to get recorded, you may kindly let me know. I will pause the video for that, for your part of the speech. Have fun, make new friends and learn abundantly and stay connected to this energy. More power to you. Thank you, and we open the meeting. I hand over to Presiding Officer TM Center.
काउंटर बन जा
Hello.
Thank you, Vishwajit, for that opening of the meeting. I again welcome you all to meeting number 888 of Gurgaon Toastmasters Club. What a wonderful number, isn't it? I am sure there's some numerology happening behind these numbers, and let's make it a point that it's 1st of Feb, and it's already 31 days past the new year. And how are you guys doing? I mean, just let me understand, like, all these 31 days, any resolutions, or you're sticking to the resolutions, or you left most of the resolutions. So, can we have something from the audience? Anyone?
Resolution of coming to Toastmasters meeting.
Oh, lovely. Are you regularly coming?
Second meeting of the year.
Never mind. Anybody else?
People have grown over prayer resolutions. They don't believe in it anymore.
That's also true for most of us. Anybody else?
Resolution to come early.
Reach early everywhere.
Yes.
Wonderful. What a wonderful resolution it is, in fact. For me, being back on this stage for almost more than 2.5 years. No, sorry, 2.5 months. I've been on a break, and then a lot of things were happening within my circle and my life. So this is my home place. So a little bit about me. I've been with Gurgaon Toastmasters Club for almost 6 years now. I've experienced life here. I've experienced transformation here. So this holds as good as home to me. And standing on this stage is always wonderful. As a presiding officer today, I will be helping you know what Toastmasters is. So to all the guests who don't know what Toastmasters is, Toastmasters International is a global community of public speakers where we learn public speaking and also enhance our leadership skills. It helps you grow and evolve. And you will get to experience in this wonderful meeting today in the next 2 hours how do we learn and practice public speaking and also see leadership. You have seen a clear example of leadership here when Toastmaster Vishwajit was planning the entire meeting in spite of a lot of people being absent from the meeting. So that's the kind of leadership that we experience here, managing everything in spite of the odds that we experience. So quickly introducing you to what Toastmasters meeting looks like. The Toastmasters meeting is divided into 3 segments. The first segment is the prepared speech segment. You will have 3 speakers today. In this prepared speech segment, we as Toastmasters have an access to an online curriculum wherein we study from there and then come and complete our levels here by giving a speech. So that's prepared on a purpose, that's given in the online platform. So that's prepared speech. The second segment of the Toastmasters meeting is the table topic section. That's similar to an extempore. There's a table topic master who will be giving out the topics, and he or she will call upon people from guests as well as members to come and give a speech of 1 to 2 minutes. So that helps you think on your feet. So if I think we have quite a few of you here, and I hope most of us can be accommodated in the table topic section. Third and a very important part of Toastmasters meeting is the evaluations. So we don't have a student-teacher relationship here. We work on peer-to-peer evaluation. So all the speakers that will be coming here will be evaluated by a set of evaluators who are again members of the club itself. So that helps one know what their good points were and how one can improve upon. And also for an evaluator, it's very necessary to learn the art of giving and feedback. So this is also something we learn in this community. All in all, this is going to be a 2.5 hour meeting. So be prepared in case you have any questions. We'll be taking up any questions towards the end of the meeting. With that, I would quickly like to take guest introduction. I'm sorry, I don't recognize the guest here. So we'll start from here. Anybody guest from this side? Yes, please introduce yourself. You can tell your name, your profession, and what brings you to Toastmasters.
Hi all, this is Gaurav here. I'm originally from Karnal, Haryana, and currently staying in Delhi and working in Gurgaon MUS Mall as a store manager at Puma Store. It's been 3 weeks that I'm in this city. I would have to talk about Toastmasters Club. So I'm already a part of Toastmasters Club in Panchkula, Gurgaon. I'm in the process to transfer my membership from there to here, and it's been 3 months that I'm religiously attending. Thank you.
Anybody else from this side? Yes, please.
Hi everyone, good morning. My name is Dheeraj Yadav. I am a talent acquisition professional. I have around 18 plus years of experience. I've been staying here in Gurgaon from the last almost 15 plus years. Before that I was in Delhi, so I'm a Delhiite. Here since 2009 onwards in Gurgaon. I am here to improve my public speaking skills. I just got to know about Toastmaster on Friday itself, and then through an online communication I was doing a course and I got to know about this Toastmaster. I quickly searched it on Google and got to know about this group and came here.
Wonderful. What a quick action that you took. Any other guests from this side? Any guests from you? Yes, please.
Hi everyone, I'm Tanisha and I'm a qualified chartered accountant by profession. I work at GTMC. I'm basically here to get over my stage fear. So that's all for now. And I'm glad to meeting you all and look forward to making great friends. So,
Amazing. Thank you, Tanisha. Alright, thank you. Dear guests, please do participate in the table topic section. With that, I'll hand it over to the host of the meeting today, the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Kushal.
Thanks, Toastmaster Sanjita, for taking up the full of president also today and telling us what the meeting is. The meeting should be continued over this 2 hours and what to expect from the meeting. So good morning everyone. Today I'll be Pushpendra and will be taking up today's meeting and theme of today is theory of games, aka game theory. Whenever we play game, play game to win, right? Everything we know the information. It's all upon us, right? If yesterday's match, India was New Zealand, India scored 271. Was on them to make their those runs. Then the score is impossible for other team to win. But not every game is like that. Some games are based on uncertainty. You talk to the other person, you don't know what's going to happen. For example, play X and 0. Your next move depends on that other person's next move. That's how each person is linked. Today we are going to talk about game theory only. So what is game theory? So it's essentially decision making under uncertainty. With always uncertainty involved, which means it's dependent on what next person is going to do. Mentioned earlier. This was developed by John von Neumann and later expanded to behavioral economics. It was developed around Cold War times when people like Russia and US were not talking how to prepare strategies. Later it was evolved to economics and day-to-day decision making. Today, how we play our relationships, our job negotiation with HR, all come under game theory. So maybe at the end of the day, you might get some lessons you can apply those aspects as well. So first part is like, what is the decision, right? What is the interaction like happening in each interaction? So actually each interaction is actually strategy. Why? Because what my interests are, what other person's interests are. So always interdependent. Let's say I'm negotiating with the HR, okay. My goals are I want to get the highest salary. HR's lowest compensation he wants to get. So interdependent. I quote a number, let's say I want to get back at 12 lakh. He comes, no, we have only got 10 lakh. That's why divorce. Okay, no, I is 14. So that's why always divorce around it. It's not like my own interests are dependent on his interests. So we're interlinked. So it's called the circle loop, it always happens in a two-person. This loop is what we call a strategic situation. So to understand this more, let's play a game. Split or steal. Does anybody know about this game? Or like, have anybody played it? Yeah. So the rules are right here. So like, he knows, but like me explain again. So we have two volunteers. Can be our hands. Saurav and any other volunteer. Yogesh. Rules are very simple. I have a like chocolate with me. So they have to like 1 minute to interact with each other. Can we see what they're going to choose? If both say split, they share the toffee. If one steals, he takes the toffee. But if both steal, neither gets toffee. Okay, let me take out the chocolate.
You know already the outcome.
So for this, we have, okay, and your time starts now. We have 30 seconds to convince each other, like what you want to choose. Okay.
नहीं पहले rules set up कर दो ना.
Yeah.
Rules are there. What rules?
You just have to say either split or steal.
No, you just
At
okay,
exact
whatever.
time.
Do you have phones with you?
I have my phone.
Yeah, so in the active group I have sent some messages, please.
So we have to basically.
Okay.
What is a win? Win.
Okay, so this is the win, okay. Win you'll get this, okay. Don't worry, we have a.
But it depends on your perception.
Yeah,
What
you
is
can
the
also
win
spend,
for
you can also spend money also.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So we have also money game also coming in the future. Okay. For example, okay, let's do a test. Okay. So I will something. Okay, let's say what we should do.
I think we can split.
What we
Yeah,
should
I
do.
think
So okay,
that-
okay, so let's okay, let's okay. So 3, 2, okay. Can you open these two images?
Okay.
Okay. Active members group. I said two images. Okay. Steal or split. Okay. Okay, just. That's it. So I'll say 3, 2, 1 and you have to show what you chose, the image.
Is it after a discussion? Or we just directly show that do this deal or
They have to make a share with each
will they discuss it or they will just
No, so they can discuss it. Maybe they want to split it, or somebody is playing smarter and they say decide like the other person to say split, but in reality they do steal, so they'll get the whole thing.
So it's split and we'll steal.
Okay.
So
So
what?
you win.
I win, okay?
I won already.
No, this was a trial, okay?
अबे बता दिया अब तो रूल पता हो गया ना.
नहीं नहीं
अच्छा डेमोस्ट्रेट
Demo था, demo था।
अब तो पूरा गेम ऑफ थ्रोन्स हो गया.
change your strategy, na?
Yes, we have 30 seconds to decide, 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Starts now. What?
अरे discuss तो करो.
चेंज कर दो ठीक है रूल गो स्प्रेड हर्ट हो गई ठीक है.
लग नहीं रहा सर प्लीज नाइस.
नहीं ये पक्का ये फायदा नहीं गेम एक्सपोज हो चुका है ऑलरेडी.
3,
That's a good strategy.
go.
Stealer takes it.
Some other 2 more volunteers.
कितना टाइम हुआ है? हो गया?
Anybody else?
I will know.
ये रेड दिखा रहा है बहुत ही रेड हो गया ना विशली रेड हो गया ना
हाँ करो यार.
अरे नहीं भाई
No, it's all right.
You have to decide.
Either way, I'm not gonna eat it, so you have to vote, but let's
get split.
ठीक है.
He wants to have 2 streams, but we are not going to give him. And
Steal करोगे तो कुछ नहीं मिलेगा.
okay,
तो
ready?
हमको भेजना है, right?
No, we just have to use that on our phone and show it.
Basically it is low trust versus high trust.
Yeah.
It's an improved physical game. Virtual
भाई
नहीं.
ये तो मैं फुटबॉल बोल के थक गया था.
Ready?
Okay.
Go.
High trust game.
You and
No, no,
you
it's
came
okay.
by trust.
Wait. Welcome. Yeah. Now price is double.
अच्छा
प्राइस डबल हो गया.
दोनों को लग गया.
डबल ऑफ नथिंग.
डबल और
Double
नथिंग.
effect. So now you have actually something to lose. Otherwise,
True.
okay, you have to just now we can.
We can discuss, right?
That is only.
Actually, I think both are diet conscious, so they don't want to take sugar. Had it been 10,000 rupees,
You promised me.
it would have been a.
Next round is rupees
Don't
only.
waste it.
Let's just.
अब
10,000
Get the
rupees.
same
I'll
solid.
put my money in next game.
चिल्लाड़ी हो गया.
Ready?
3, 2, 1.
यहाँ पे वो गेम नहीं खेल सकते. You know why? Why they always choose split? Social pressure भी तो है. तुम जो
Either the stakes are high, like अभी 1000-2000 रखो तब देखो.
नहीं तब भी social pressure आएगा.
पहले किया है, ये स्ट्रैटेजी चेंज करेगा, तो ये सही में स्प्लिट
So he
करेगा.
is saying कि लाइटें बंद करो.
अननोन करो प्लेयर्स को तब होगा. तब असलियत दिखेगी लोगों की.
So like, so logic behind this was a zero sum game, okay? So then price only gonna be one chocolate or one the cookie only. But what happens is that mutual trust what sort of right? That actually the main key here, right? Which means like for one person the other person has to lose. But it's always a 50-50 count, right? They both can win. So this is that kind of game. For zero sum games are not always about each person winning. You can go to common consensus, one of them calls it. For the first part of the tool, in this known as cooperation each other, where we can cooperate each other. Again, drawback of this always there is a low trust environment. This doesn't work. It has to be high trust environment where both person trust each other. Then this tactic can work. Otherwise, the other person always gonna take benefit out of it. This was the first part of this today's speech. So then let's welcome today's first speaker. First
G.
speaker. Sorry, G. It's too much like my only. So where G is?
I'm back. I'm also playing the role of the general evaluator, which is abbreviated as GE in Toastmasters. So the role of the general evaluator is to evaluate the entire proceedings of the meeting, starting from Sergeant at Arms and the ending. Here in this Toastmasters meeting, we will be evaluating through various other role players. I'll not be doing this alone. So firstly, I'd like to call upon the grammarian for the meeting, the Toastmaster.
Good morning, Toastmaster and guest. Can I ask you something? Yeah, so Pushpender started the game, so I will also start the game. There are two players in the game, A and B. A has a good policy, good execution, and good playing skills. B has only good playing skills. Guess who will win the game? A. Obviously. So grammar is a policy of any communication. Here my role is grammarian. I am looking the correct structure, verb, vocabularies during the speech, and the grammar doesn't play a very important role in a communication, but without grammar the communication cannot become professional. I will present the report after the speech. Thank you.
आपले word of the day
Sir. I am here presenting the word of the day. The word of the lucid. Lucid means very clear. I think put in active member group. So should be right. So after that.
Yeah.
So lucid, very clear, easy to understand. And idiom of the day, get your point across. Means something, to explain something so people understand you clearly.
Thank you, Toastmaster Phil. While he writes the word and the idiom of the day, I would request the speakers and everybody to use it during their speeches or whenever they come on the stage. With that, I'd like to call upon the R counter, Toastmaster Fisher.
No, our counter is foolish.
Please come.
Now I'm playing the role of R counter, which basically means whenever you'll be using filler words in your conversation, I'll be noting them down. Now you have to understand the purpose of filler words. Why do we use them? The reason is simple. Whenever we are communicating between lines, our minds start to feel like a little bit overwhelmed. Okay, I've reached a certain stage, the emotion sensors are going too much, I don't know how to continue from here. So it chooses the easiest way to get your point across. And the purpose of it is very lucid. So it's very simple. So basically, they can be different from different person because for every single person, their method of dealing with tension is different. Now, whenever I'll be noting them down and pointing them out to you later on, the reason is simple. Make you conscious about it. And when you become conscious about it, the next time your mind will tell you, okay, I was thinking of saying, let's not do it. And then you'll start finding out ways how to actually improve. So when you become conscious, you become better. Thank you.
Thank you for putting your point across in a lucid explanation. Alright, we move on with the next role player, which is the timer, and it's being played by guest Shivang. Can we have you on the stage?
Good morning, everyone. Today I'll be playing the role of the timer, and the purpose of this role is to keep everyone on time and learn the skill of delivering or getting your points across in a time manner, and you do not go over and above your times. So we have an icebreaker speech today. The times of those would be 4 to 6 minutes. At 4 minutes, I'll show a green card. At 5 minutes, I'll show a yellow, and at 6, I'll show a red. So green means you are good enough, you have spoken for good enough time, and red means you have to wrap it up as soon as possible. For the prepared speeches, we have timings of 5 to 7 minutes. At 5, I'll show a green, at 6, I'll show a yellow, and at 7, I'll show a red. For evaluations, the timings are 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I'll show a green, at 2.5, I'll show a yellow, and at 3 minutes, I'll show a red. And at the end, we'll have table topics which I'll time. The timings for those are 1 to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I'll show a green, at 1.5, I'll show a yellow, and at 2, I'll show a red. I'll present my report at the end of the meeting. Thank you.
That's incredible. Role of a timer being played by a guest. So thank you, Shivang, for taking up that role and making it possible for us. Just to wrap up the 3 role players, so it's Gamanian, our counter, and the timer. All these 3 will be evaluating basis respective the roles that they are playing and will present their reports towards the end of the session. While my role would be to evaluate the entire meeting and also specifically these a set of evaluators. I would also like to tell you that there are individual evaluators for each of the speeches. The 3 speeches that we have today will also be evaluated, who will focus just on the speaker's evaluation. With that, I would like to hand over the stage back to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Pushpendra.
Thank you, Sanjita, for explaining the roles, your role and all the auxiliary roles we have today. I hope so everybody's aware that we're going to be in time, won't use filler words and stick to our own grammar. So moving ahead, let's start our first section of today, prepared speeches, where our members will come here, have 5 to 7 minutes time and they deliver their speeches. So welcoming our first speaker today, Vishwajit, let to call upon his evaluator, Toastmaster Prashant.
Thank you, Toastmaster, for the day. So I'll be evaluating Toastmaster Vishwajit. This is his level 3rd first speech. He is currently pursuing presentation mastery as a pathway. The purpose of his speech is to understand the types of persuasive speeches and deliver a persuasive speech at the end. So I'll be evaluating him on the general parameters that we have, from body language to tonality and all the other aspects. And yeah, I hope the speech is very lucid and you get your point across to the audience. And yeah, best of luck. Thank you.
Toastmaster Vishwajit, he is from City of Gurgaon. He's soon going to join Hero Motors as AGM procurement. I asked him, like, why do you want to join Toastmasters? He said, you want to get exposed to multiple different point of views. Hope he's getting it, being a customer himself asked. And like a funny fact about him, he said, he can sleep anywhere. I'm speaking, he can sleep. He's traveling, he can sleep. So welcome today, Toastmaster Vishwajit.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pushpendra. Good morning to all Toastmasters and guests. Have you ever been to a meeting where the voices are sky high, the person who is leading the meeting is being overly aggressive, and you're thinking, what should I do? Whether I should stay silent or I should maybe give a rebuttal, give a rejoinder to that person. Well, in my case, I chose to stay silent a few times, and trust me, that doesn't work. Staying silent in face of aggression, in face of a bully, doesn't work at all. A typical traditional Indian upbringing is that we should not speak in front of elders. We should not be giving overly aggressive or speaking in a loud voice in front of our elders. Also, since we have a colonial background, we also are programmed in a certain way that dissent is seen as something negative and silence is maybe looked at as something positive. Maybe the Gen Zs of today are making a change, as I hear from my colleagues and from my friends, but still I feel a lot of us are programmed, even though we might not agree that we are lucid enough in face of aggression, but we are programmed in this way, I strongly feel. Let me bring you to an incident. I was working in one of the leading big fours, and my partner was being overly aggressive in the meeting. His words were, "You are too soft. You are not pushing the client. You are just being too nice with the client. You are not being effective." I nodded. I took notes. I tried to absorb the aggression. I thought maybe he just wants to give me some yarn, and later on, so that I grow myself as a better professional in the line of business, in our line of business. But what happened was, as I had more reviews with that same person, he became more aggressive. Then I decided to step up and bring a change in my approach. In one of the meetings, while he was going his usual way of being aggressive and contemptuous, what I did was, I said, I am not soft, I am not being too nice with the client. What I am trying to do is that I am looking at each situation based on its merits. I am recording the risks, communicating them, so that those situations which warrant an escalation, I am escalating them as well. If we need to discuss some specific point rather than these generic remarks, let's discuss facts, let's discuss outcome. Everyone went a little silent during the meeting because that was the first time I had decided to step up and speak. But that was the first time my boss actually listened to me. So that day I realized that assertiveness is not aggression, it is the only language that aggression understands. I had other incidents also. One of the client interactions, I had a very senior person, very senior stakeholder, he was CEO -1. He was just dictating to us how the project needs to be done. Not giving facts, not reasoning with us, not debating with us, just pure, simple dictating. Well, one of the choices in front of me was to stay silent, nod and agree with that person, but I chose a different path. I told him that we have been hired as an external consultant and our role is to show objectivity, show structure and to challenge the status quo. If you already have the solution in your mind, then maybe we are not needed. An inexperienced version of myself would have had a lot of fear in putting that point across. However, to my surprise, the client actually respected it, and we had more productive discussions with that stakeholders after that. Let's take a global example. Donald Trump, as we all know, he openly shows aggression. He speaks in undiplomatic language for head of states. We have seen the responses. Some have chosen to be silent, some have chosen to be polite, while others have chosen to step up and show some assertiveness. And guess what? Whom he is respecting more? The ones who are polite? No. The ones who are showing some assertiveness, and maybe I would not disagree that to some extent some people have shown some aggression also, but he is respecting those guys who are stepping up more. So I'm not preaching that we need to be rude or we need to be arrogant. What I'm saying is that we need to, instead of being silent and instead of accepting something, we need to be more assertive. What do I mean by being assertive? What I mean by being assertive is that, let me talk about the how. Let me talk about 4 steps. Step 1 is, if you find yourself in a situation where you are at the receiving end of aggression, just take a pause. Now by taking pause, I don't mean that show a blank face and freeze. Just say a sentence like, give me a moment to respond, I need to address this effectively. Then the second step would be to bombard the discussion with facts, with logic. Because only thing that can beat an emotional discussion and aggression from other side can be pure or simple facts. Right? Then third thing is that if that person is being aggressive and if that person has crossed the line, you need to create a certain boundary. You need to say that while I am ready to discuss facts, I am happy to speak this, but maybe not in this tone. That is very important. And fourth is that we need to take the discussion forward. Let's discuss the next step. Let's discuss how we can address this particular part of the problem, so that the discussion moves forward and doesn't get stuck at that particular point. So this is how I would want you to approach to step up and to face a bully whenever you are faced with one. All the best to you and more power to you. Over to you, Team Model.
Vishwajit, for telling a speech about why silence never stops a bully. Hopefully we all will be standing up to our bullies and not just stay silent and sit on the street, even some manager, skip manager. What we do, right? No way.
I thought it was normal.
Anything, right? It was a fun game. Let's take about that. There's always two people, right? There's a red pill, there's a blue pill. It also happens like that. But they always choice, right? How many people have cricket fans here? All of love cricket, like I love it. Can I show some raise of hands? Cricket fans. And football? Cricket was football. So there are football fans. So there are two games, right? One is chess, one is a poker. So I think anybody of like this part, like, have anybody of played poker here?
More poker fans.
What about chess? Do you have any chess fans here?
ये तो झूठ बोल रहे हो.
But I would say these four people, they didn't raise hand for chess. The other hand raised for chess, right? So they are different, right? Who like poker, so who like chess. There's an inherent big difference between these two sports. Because in chess, you know all the information is in front of you, right? I know what the pieces of the people are there. Poker, you know nothing. He might have queens, he might have a pair of two. That's what more different. Let's think about life. Any guesses which game is more similar to life?
Poker.
Poker or chess? Poker, right? Because life is all about uncertainty, right? I don't know what other person holds the cards. So always about minimizing my value versus reducing my risk. To demonstrate this, let's play a game. This time with some real money. Right? So I want to have an auction today. Right? So 100 rupee note with me. So it's like the winner takes their 100 rupee note. So let's see what the catch is, right? Okay.
नकली लग रहा है
Sorry.
Monopoly money.
मिक्की माउस तो नहीं बना हुआ उस पे
पुष्पेंद्र बैंक ऑफ इंडिया.
I have multiple 100 rupee notes. I'll change it.
okay no worries
I think I was just pulling your leg.
No, I'll pull some money then.
दिया.
So that's the game, okay. So catch is here, whoever bids the highest money will get this 100 rupee note. But second highest bidder has to give me the money he has quoted. Example, the first one is 50 rupees. We'll start with 50 rupees. Let's now stop say 50 rupees, Prashant has 60 rupees. You know, bidding ends here. So he gets 100 rupee note, but Saurabh has to pay 50 rupees to me. So he gets 100 rupees, he lost 50 rupees. So don't come second. So also it has to be rupees of 10, only 50, 60, 70, 80. That's how game starts, okay? And you have to play for your own, don't make teams. Okay? Let's see who is the most mastermind today, like who is the best game theory.
5 rupees.
No, no, you just start 50 only.
50 से start.
50 start.
Risk high रखना.
Risk high. Start, who is?
50.
50.
55.
60 you have to, 10 rupees only.
Multiple
60.
60.
70.
70.
80.
90.
Is he okay? I take money.
He have
my
more
like-
money than he is given.
Yeah. What? 80, who said 80?
90.
90, okay.
He'll have
Who's 80? Who said 80?
100.
100. Then you have to be 90.
110.
110. Now you have to be 100 to 110. Yeah, 110, 100.
120.
120.
150.
150.
200.
Calculation के rate की नजर आ गया तो.
Okay, this is real, okay, you have to pay me money, okay, I'll join. I am going with money. 150 and 200.
Yeah.
what यार
110. 210.
210.
250.
250.
अभी तो
Then the-
मतलब
अब 50 पे आ जा. अब 50 पे आ जा.
I am opening my QR code. 210.
250.
250.
300. Like
300.
500.
500.
ये तो ईगो और हो गया
भाई ये तो स्पेकुलेशन चल रहा है. फटे बबल बना रहे हैं लोग बैठ के.
I am taking my money.
They know that Spin doesn't have the number.
What if the bidding never stops?
गुड़गांव
भाई बोले
I just have to jump it. I say 1,000.
I get rich.
तो गुड़गांव सेक्टर 38 की प्रॉपर्टी होगी ये
हाँ,
You should have a timer, otherwise.
no, no, yeah.
No,
Let's see
then
how
you
much-
then
how
otherwise
much
you lose.
This they have rent.
Let
No,
it
no,
earn.
I say 1,000.
Yeah, 5,
I say 1,000. Yeah. But
I'm out.
1,000.
1100.
so we'll keep on going. That's why I said you should have a timer. देखो पैसे बचा
भाई
रहे
रेड का रेड का
he is happy is out of the game. He is happy is out of the game.
मैं ना बच गया. I showed him the flop.
But
You
he
should have a
said 1,000 na.
He's a timer.
Yeah, you never set the
Yeah.
rules. You never set the rules. We'll keep on going.
Yeah, that's what.
We'll
keep on going.
We can.
1,000, 1,100.
Who said? I said 1100.
So I'll go.
That is. You said what? 1100.
Sorry?
Time's up.
Time's up.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I said 1100. Right?
But I said 1200.
Yeah.
I didn't do that. Sorry.
Yeah. The auctioneer.
Yeah.
So because I was not aware about the timings as well.
Yeah, exactly. See? You missed out. You missed out. One simple way. Yeah.
We get the point.
I thought I was going to get 100. Yeah.
You get the point.
But hope you didn't get the point, right? You kept beating, right? You kept beating, right? Because you don't want to come second. Don't want to. You already spent 100 rupees. Let's make it 150. Let's make it 200. That was always the goal. This is a thing known as for sunken cost fallacy. Okay? You keep bidding because we already spent 100 rupees. Let's make it 150. We'll discuss this more after second speaker. Yes, Mr. Sanya. First, before I have to call upon his evaluator, Mr. Swaraj.
Good morning. I am the evaluator for Toastmaster Sanya, and she'll be presenting her second speech from level 1, that is from presentation mastery. I'll be evaluating her on how the audience engagement is, the gestures, and her stage presence. With that, over to you, Toastmaster.
Our next speaker is Toastmaster Sanya. She is Chayholic. Hails from city of Jabalpur. She joined Toastmasters so she can come here and speak in large groups comfortably. That was speeches. I wasn't alone in the house. I was alone in the house.
So how many of you have lived in Bangalore or basically hunted a house in Bangalore? Great. So I think many of you then know that hunting a house in Bangalore is not basically a house hunt but a test of your own sanity. Either a house which is too small or too expensive or 2 hours away from your office, you basically lose your mind. And so did I. So I decided to move to Bangalore 4 years back. And after the house hunt, just when I was about to give up, I accidentally stumbled upon a good house, a good society, a decent flat, spacious, and specifically cheap in Kormangla. And for those of you who don't know Kormangla, it's like living very close to the cyber city. I told my friends that this is the house I found. They said, cheap in Kormangla? Bro, it must be haunted. And then we laughed it off. That was my first mistake. I shouldn't have avoided that. Cut to the day when I moved in. My brother and I decided to move in. All the boxes, furniture, boxes swamping the house, furniture half assembled, we both were super drained. Being a long weekend, my brother decided to go for a trip, leaving his sister alone in a new city, in a new house, that already made me a little uncomfortable. However, I was mentally drained, physically exhausted, and also feeling a bit uncomfortable, so I just decided to sleep and went to bed. What happened next is that electricity went off. And in a builder society in Bangalore, having a working generator is a big luxury, which unfortunately I didn't have. Anyways, I decided that I'll go to sleep and not think much about it. I was just about to doze off. Slowly rousing into the sleep, I heard something. Okay, Sanya, it's the house full of mess. Don't worry, just sleep. Again dozing into the sleep. This time, I heard it again. Not too soft, not too loud, just deliberate. This time I sat on the bed with my eyes wide open, unblinking, trying to absorb what is happening in the house. Just when I started to absorb, I saw or felt very fast. From the kitchen to the hallway, right past my door. I froze and my heart sank. I didn't know what to do. And that was when I figured out I wasn't alone in the house. The burglar, a thief, a ghost, or a tenant who probably never left the flat. Who was it? I decided to leave the house and save my life. So I picked my phone with a torch on in one hand and the closest weapon I could, a pen in my other hand, just in case. And I started walking towards the hallway to save my life, of course. I was walking, reaching the door, and suddenly bang! This time, the curtain and the curtain rod fell. I screamed for my life. The phone and the pen fell. Okay, Sanya, what to do next? Just when I was sinking in, I felt something slowly sweeping across my feet. I screamed again. My heart sank and my legs were literally shivering. I reached for my phone, had the torch in my hand, started looking for my pen everywhere, which wasn't there. So this time, things were just moving, they were disappearing. But I guess fear makes you do funny things, right? So I picked up the next possible weapon, the curtain rod that had just fallen, clenching it super tight and moving to the room that the noise was coming from. It was the spare room, swarmed with the boxes. Slowly, I went there. I started scanning the boxes with my torchlight. Suddenly, I saw that. Two eyes, very bright, unblinkingly looking at me. And I knew I wasn't alone in the house. My body froze, I shivered, my chest tightened, my legs shivering, I didn't know what to do. Just when I heard it again. This time, it was a very, very soft and deliberate sound. Meow. Oh my god, what just happened? Is it really that? Yes, it was. So I wasn't alone in the house, but I was accompanied by a mischievous furry animal who somehow managed to get inside my house from the railings of the window. Yes, I wasn't alone in the house, but I was accompanied by a cute little animal who decided to live rent-free that night in my house, making my house its own playground, knocking things off, dragging my pen, and basically giving me a mini heart attack. So yes, I was not alone in the house, but rather accompanied by a very cute guest. Yes, I didn't sleep that night, of course, but the first thing I did in the morning was to get the mesh on the windows. And that was my ordeal of the first night in Bangalore. Thank you.
By the way, did you know in Middle Ages there was a theory that cats are witches in shape-shifted form? So maybe she had nothing but a witch in her house. So we were talking about that Aksha 100 rupee note. We started with 50, 60, 70, and reached 100. What happened after 100, right? That was this graph, so that was trap book. 100 rupees was the same point when the cost was high, the value was going to get. But why did you keep betting? Can I ask you a question?
In the hope of winning?
Yeah. Same. But you forget it, the value was not right, value was not there. Did it make financial sense to even bet even more? It was 50-50 chance, right? He might outbid you, you might outbid him. But think of that, why you invest 100 rupees? It's 10, 20 rupees more only. Delta was small, but just because you mind on that, I want to win, whatever it takes.
Or maybe like he want to cover the loss.
He doesn't want to lose.
Yeah, he doesn't want to lose, right? So that's the trap about it, right? The probability of winning keep getting low and low, but you just keep betting. same betting I'm also in poker, right? So poker, like you just keep betting. Okay, I might have okay cards, but let's bet more. What if I win? What if I don't? So I think this also happens life a lot. For example, PhD program, people do PhD. It's a 5-year thing. In my college, I've asked people, by like 4th year, do you like this field? The field has changed in the last 4 years. For example, CS students, my friend doing PhD, the core ML field, right? Everything is about LLMs, I'll see about AI. They also talk about it. I'm not sure right now, but it's already been 4 years now. It may complete it. Then I will maybe switch to AI in my postdoc or something like that. But they forgot about what? Not about future benefits. They just care about what the time they invested in the part. That's where this thing known as Sankan fallacy comes more about, right? In life. You just think about what we invest already, about future benefits that might do. So we'll discuss this more in like what is all about. But the last part of this was the fold, right? What in poker we fold a bit, right? Let's not play more, I'll fold my money and don't want to invest more. So life also we can take this part, right? Just leave that job. But you might not get promoted, you might get stay same role only. Same good relationships, the degree of PhD we're talking about. So before learning the next tactic or playing the next game, let's welcome our third speaker in Pragati. Before that, his welcome Toastmaster Harsh.
Some cost हो जाती है.
Good morning everyone. I'll be evaluating Pragati today. It's our icebreaker speech. The purpose of this speech would be to introduce herself, get comfortable with public speaking, and create a structure around her speech. I would be trying to understand how lucid her overall speech is and if she is able to put her point correctly. As Toastmaster tradition, whosoever is giving icebreaker speech, the audience need to give her a round of applause while standing. So please make sure we do that. Thank you.
Toastmaster Pragati has been a member for more than a month now. She is from city of Panipat. She joined Toastmasters, so she became confident, impactful speaker. And as a fact about her, she has already visited all 12 Jyotirlings in India, the 4 dhams. It tells a lot about her person, like how she like of each corner of India she has covered. So welcome Toastmaster Pragati on stage. Her speech is holding the reins and the cold coffee. Holding the reins and the cold coffee. Toastmaster Pragati.
A few years ago, I found myself sitting on a horse that weighed more than 500 kgs. No seat belt and no steering wheel, and definitely there was no customer care number. In one hand, I was holding my cold coffee because I love living life dangerously. That's when it hit me hard. Leadership is not about controlling everything. It's about knowing what truly deserves your attention. Good morning, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I am Pragati Tayar, and today I want to talk about balance. It's about knowing when to hold the reins and when to protect the cold coffee. I was born in a small town near Panipat, and like many Indian fathers, my father also believed that a better life can be constructed. This belief came with many relocations, 6 schools, and many meetings. By the age of 12, I had mastered the art of adapting, making new friends, learning new systems, and knowing how to pretend that you are understanding what's going around while you did. Eventually, we settled in Gurgaon, and while my address was changing repeatedly, one thing was constant: my home. As a child, happiness was easy. School, playtime, and luckily no performance reviews. When it came to studies, I had ups and downs. In 10th class, I was a D grade student. There was a moment of silence when the results came. No anger, but disappointment, and somehow that made it harder. By 12th standard, I became the school topper. What changed? Not my IQ, my attitude. Motivation is unreliable. It shows up when it feels like. However, discipline shows up even when you don't feel like it. While it was the time for university, I came across actuarial science. How this field is combination of statistics, mathematics, economics, finance, risk. And it's a profession that basically teaches you so that you can say in future, I told you so. However, most of the unexpected leadership lessons, they came from a place far away from classroom, a horse ranch. Horse riding entered into my life during a quiet weekend getaway. I was watching these powerful animals moving with grace and control, and I thought, how hard can this be? Later I realized, very hard. On one of my first rides, the horse sensed my hesitation. Instead of moving forward, the horse simply stopped. The instructor said softly, the horse is asking you one question. Do you trust yourself? In that moment, I realized something profound. Horses don't respond to authority, they respond to confidence. When you are unsure, they know. When you panic, they panic. Horses are excellent mirrors and terrible liars. They taught me that leadership is managing your emotions in real time. Over the years, my hard work paid off. I won few national medals and even secured international rank for myself. However, more important lesson which I learned is energy transfers. Whether it's a horse, a team, or a room full of people, they feel what you feel. Today, I work in the scaffolding business founded by my father. This is an industry which commonly people ignore. However, every building requires scaffolding. And being a woman in this industry, I learned my lesson in the beginning. You don't earn credibility by speaking louder. You earn it by standing steady. Through these experiences, I have learned few important lessons. Good deeds, they always create a strong foundation. And secondly, no one is coming to save you. And growth only happens when you stop chasing perfect moments. So life will constantly test your balance between speed and patience, between ambition and grounding, between holding the reins and protecting the coffee. So when next time life feels uncertain, just ask yourself, am I holding the reins or just worrying about coffee? Choose wisely. Thank you.
Studying here, what I worry about my life. Copy to be second. That kick has damaged life of a lot of people. That's how dangerous horse riding is actually is. Shouldn't went too much. There are a lot of accidents, some life threatening too. That's how dangerous the play. The sport she plays. Moving on, like this was about the four right? Auction 100 rupee coins, how we can play poker. The third tool we had, I'd like to tell you about the shield. How to save a zero-sum game, right? How to survive that. Till now we learned about cooperating, folding, and the shield. So let me show this like we already played two games, now let's play third game. The famous game of tic-tac-toe. You volunteer on that? How many guys? not like what not. I'll play. Why did you play that? Why did you play that?
So,
Simple, right? Don't.
so we will ourselves.
And so you want to fight in loss, right? That's okay. No, you don't win. I would win, right?
No, I will try to win.
So you don't win this missing, right? I would have won.
उनको बता दो क्या बोलना
That's okay. Okay, so let's say, no player to play. You do player to win. No, but you play it to, you can't lose, okay? So that's the main thing here. It's same thing I also, right? I was not playing it to win. I was playing it to protect my losses. Right? Let's say I don't play it, I think where will you play now? You have to play it, right? Because you don't want to lose. That's what it's all about, right? So, so what happened? Like, we both played perfectly, and it happened a draw. This is the basic theory of the tic-tac-toe, right? So you're not playing for win, because in the ideal scenario, both will end in a draw only. So every move, like his or mine, was all about like minimizing our maximum loss. He's actually losing the game. That's what the tic-tac-toe is about. He was a min-max, so I could think the worst case scenario for any situation for me. So if it is losing, I want to protect that. Here, for every move can end in a loss, I want to protect that at any cost. So some games are not about winning, it's about protecting a loss. That's all about like the min-max strategy. So these were the 3 tools till now we discussed about. Like the main thing I to choose the topic. Sports post, right? We'll watch sports every day. Thing we know about is compete. Compete hard, like give your soul to it. Until now, the sports only mean for competition, right? We both play fairly with each other and let's compete for win. But today we fought 3 things which are totally different from competing. The first one was steal or split, right? With Sanya and Yogesh did what? Try to cooperate. Like cooperate with the enemy. The sounds not the sportsmanship, like, but what happened? They both win. That's what decomposition is all about. Where trust was high in that case, the lint is low. So then they break it down. Very fair feature, okay, you split, I split, and they won the game. This was cooperate in game theory. Next thing was the fold, right? When he folded as a third person, he saved 1,000 rupees. Otherwise, we can't, right? So it was not competing, it was just folding in the right moment, right? So you can ignore his sunk cost. But lastly, the min-max. The other was playing for win. We play for so we don't lose. It ended up coming to a draw. This was min-max is all about. I think life is all about that only. So it's not about like I was teaching about games. It's about life.
We have guest Salish. Yeah. So Salish, convince us that going on a Goa trip with friends who always get you in trouble is a smart life decision. You can just take 30 seconds to tell or
I'm not sure how many of you might relate. How many in the audience are less than 25 in age? So yeah, I'm in the age of I'm just 21 right now. So there's a line. Abhi nahi kehte kab karoge? Like if not now, then when? So I tell you, this actually happened something. I know my friends when Goa. Oh, the first thing that comes in mind is getting drunk, going to a club, do just itna pee lo ki you just throw up the next day, and you just will be sober all the next day and entire trip going ahead. But you still do it because that's the entire cohort, that's the batch that will get you the most fun. You go to the decent crowd, they'll just vibe with you, they'll move around. There is nothing new that you do. You don't leave your comfort zone, you don't do something odd that is, you know, maybe highly suspicious or like may get you in trouble. But you will take the hunch. They'll be drunk the next day, then they'll get up, they'll be like, today I want to do adventure sports in water. But they'll push you out of your comfort zone, they'll make you do something extraordinary that you didn't think of before. That's where you try to adventure new things and try new things. That's it.
All right. Let's see. Anyone want to volunteer for the
Ganesh.
Ganesh, you want to go? Yeah. Team Ganesh. So Team Ganesh. Now I know you follow the rules and you're a very strict guy, right? But you'll have to convince that the wrong idea is the right idea. Okay. No. I'm still giving you the topic. I just want to give you the mindset. You have to change that mindset, right? So the topic is convince her that appearing busy at work is a survival instinct. Appearing busy at work is a survival skill or an instinct. Please.
Okay. So when I came here for the first time, I joined one of the company as a software developer, but initially the company was offering work from home also. So I was planning to somehow impress my lead and take a work from home opportunity, and that's why I was just pretending to work more, just keep myself online to show her that I'm online and still doing the work. And it's helped somehow because she got the impression that he's the hardworking guy, he works so hard, he gives his best at whatever that is required. So I think pretending you work more helps sometime, and it also in a way creates a negative impression if you are not able to deliver the work. So I think there is cons and advantages also, advantage and disadvantage. So yeah, this is the
Alright, volunteers. It's a very sleepy Sunday, right? We have too many guests and no one is volunteering. Should we ask them directly? Tough one or easy? Okay, convince us that not having all the answers is okay. Shivam.
How many of you work as a consultant? 1, 2, 3. Ex-consultant. So, you guys know what we are good at. Knowing what we don't know. So pretending that we don't know is our skill. And why it matters, because when you get into it, when you put your hands into it, and when you look at things step by step, you eventually get your answer. But having the skill of being confident enough to get into it is the skill that matters the most. So, you know, when you start getting things, reading about things, getting yourself familiar, what client is requiring you to ask, answer, or maybe in general situations of life, you may not know what's ahead, but having the confidence and getting into it is the best that you can do at many points in time. And if you step back and don't take the risk, that is going to hurt you the most. So that's what we should aim at, and that's what is required of you in many situations. So I think pretending what you don't know pretending you know what you don't know is the best choice that you can do in many situations.
leading with confidence. That is something I take from this.
1 minute 25 seconds.
So, how much time do we have? Do we have time for few more speakers?
What's that time for the whole
Let's
session?
take 2 more speakers.
Yeah, all right. Any Toastmaster? Okay. I'll give you a tough one, not that tough, but you make a lot of stories. So something for that. Convince us that Googling symptoms is more effective than going to a doctor.
I'll tell you real life story, okay? It happened in real life. It's not a story. So I lived with my sister. So after this New Year's only, she was feeling a lot of sleepy. Early sleepy, like I think she had a fever. She was having cough. So I got her cough syrup. She drank it. Got a Dolo. She was okay. Fever went away. She was just sleeping. She was sleeping more than 14 hours. She's a big sleeper. 14 hours. One day, 2 days, let her sleep. Less noise for her. They went to 4 days. I was scared. Is she okay? She just want to sleep. I just Google it. But this time I did ChatGPT as well. Let's see who's self-truth. They told she might be lone iron. Definitely. I tell her, I'll book a CBC test. I work in Apple 24/7. Pharmacy, I'll book it. I have a discount there. So let's book an iron test. Let's book a calcium test. Also CBC and LFT KFT. Let's do 5 tests and we'll know. Tell me who doctor. Wait. The doctor don't know. No. I'm telling you. I know more than doctor. This ChatGPT is much better than that. I was convinced. She had no trust in doctor. Okay, so that we'll go doctor. Doctor also do CBC only. Get to doctor. Doctor, it's the cough syrup. Cough syrup? Doctor doesn't make sleepy. It's alcohol. I said no alcohol. And make sure that. Okay, then we went to doctor. We know. Just convert cough syrup into medicine. We did that. It actually worked. But I still don't believe. I think that's the best answer using ChatGPT. Yes, also well. Thanks.
I don't know if I should be scared with this story.
He told us every reason not to trust me.
4 दिन के लिए नहीं. Okay. Alright, so please. Pradyumn. Alright. Thank you, Pradyumn. Alright. Convince us that simple choices are often the best ones. Simple choices are often the best ones.
Hard topic. It's a hard topic.
It's a simple choice. How you take it is.
Simple choices are often the hard.
Do you want to take a different one?
No, I will do this one.
Simple choices are often the best ones.
So when in the childhood we must be playing some sport, and if anyone is into cricket, I was really into cricket, and I used to buy bats like every year. But I look at other players and see that they have a very broad bat. If you know that English willow bat, if you know, and you would wonder that if I get this bat, maybe I will hit a big long sixes, but it is like 5x the cost of it. But then you realize after testing with that bat that I am spending 10x cost on that English willow bat, but still if I can't connect the bat with my with the ball and bat, it's no use. It's all the same. So sometimes you should just start with the easy thing, because maybe it is the best thing to learn for you and move forward.
was wonderful. Thank you for volunteering in the speakers and Toastmasters. No, what we heard today was not about making a right decision or a wrong decision. It was about how we justify the choices based on incentive, comfort, and confidence. Everyone spoke either they had an incentive, of looking good in front of the manager, or they wanted to make sure they have a good experience while playing cricket. So all in all, how incentive, comfort, and confidence plays a role while we communicate on a day-to-day basis. And in simple terms, that's game theory in real life actually looks like. So with that, I think we can now disperse for a break. We can leave at 12:05 till 12:10.
भाई घर नहीं जाना तुम्हें
Welcome back after the break. Let's resume the meeting and we'll start with the third segment, which is the evaluation. So firstly, I'd like to call upon the individual speech evaluators. First, we had Toastmaster Vishwajit giving a speech, and his evaluation will be done by Toastmaster Prashant.
Thank you, G. What a wonderful speech, Toastmaster Vishwajit. Very relevant, and all of us know that recency leads to relevancy. So, in the current day and age, we are seeing how one very strong superpower is, dismantling all sorts of rule-based logic, right? They can literally do whatever they want, and there's not much other countries can do. And that is the same with people as well, right? You have some of these either physically or socially very superpower, like strong individuals who feel like they can do whatever the hell they want. But in reality, as Vishwajit showed us today, that is not the case. You don't have to give bully an inch. You take your ground. You don't fight his battle. You fight your own, right? You bring him to your ground based on facts, figures. You take them on in that aspect. So yeah, first of all, very good topic. Again, great. Next one was your vocal variety. You were loud enough, very clearly audible across the entire room. So that is something very good. Another aspect I've seen regularly in your speeches is your vocabulary. You use simple words, but these are different words. All of us know them, but in our day-to-day languages or even while we are presenting, we still tend to go with the easier words. But I've seen you use those different words which expands the vocabulary and gives added quality to your speech. One thing I always recommend everyone, and you showed that, was having a personal story attached to your speech. What this does is, it brings connection and emotional connect with the audience, because a lot of us have felt those emotions. So we feel more connected to the speech itself. Now, these were the things you excelled at. Coming to areas you might want to improve. First one was the stage movement. It was, from the very beginning, it was a lot of motion, right? So basically, either you could anchor your speech around certain topics, part of your speech, or you can have strategic locations as well, movement. Another thing I didn't see was your speech title. I mean, you have to harp upon the fact, like, your speech title is the core point of your whole speech, right? So at the end of the day, when your speech is done, everyone should be at least remembering what was your speech title or what was the main theme of your speech, right? Next one was not necessary, but having a hook does bring an audience anticipation. So that is something you could look at. Finally, to take your speech up to the next level, I believe you could work on the pauses a bit more. So either you can have strategic pauses in your speech, or the normal pauses, they felt a tad bit longer. So that is something you could do on. Tonality, again, it was more or less in one generic pitch. So you can look at areas where you need to pitch high or low. And finally, audience participation. So having people interact during your speech, either once or twice at least, will get them more involved in the speech. So that's what my recommendation. But net, what a wonderful topic. All of us had something to get from it, and seeing your growth, like individual personally from where you started, like it has been an incredible growth, and all of us respect like the kind of discipline you have, the kind of commitment you give to learning. It's tremendous. So yeah, thank you so much.
Toastmaster Prashant, that was quite an insightful evaluation. I will absolutely agree with what was being evaluated. And Toastmaster Vishwajit, fantastic speech. We really learned how to be assertive in difficult situation, and that was this is what the world actually demands. Okay? We move on to the second speech of Toastmaster Sanya, and I'd like to call upon the individual evaluator, Toastmaster Gaurav.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sanchita. I'm evaluating Toastmaster Sanya's speech. Today was story time. And before I break down the whole speech, I'll be doing it in two ways. One is I'll be talking about the content and the detail. But before that, I'll just draw one interesting which I really got from her speech was this. This is the whole arc of a story. So any good story, there are different ways of telling a story, but this was suspense-based story. So if you go to any horror movie or any kind of horror show that you might have seen, the reveal is always at the end, at the last moment. So till that time, the reveal comes, you have to slowly build up the tension. And it starts from the curiosity. Whenever if you remember the story, there is this Sunsan Gully, and then there is this character introduced. Similarly, she was the character. She was in this Sunsan Bangalore Gully, and she was basically moving into a house. That is like the perfect horror story setup that you can get. And then there was a slow build up about the smaller details that she got in terms of sitting on the bed and the sound coming out, or then again she's just scared and she's just picking up the devices and the torch, lighting the torch, the smaller details. This is what was building the tension. And when she was at the door and then she turns around and sees the eyes, that is at the peak tension. And that is where the audience is totally hooked. Like, okay, what's going to happen? If the story was to end there, you'd be very disappointed, wouldn't you? Yeah. So that, and after that, when she reveals it, it's like, oh, now the whole resolution is. So that is how you actually construct a very good story in terms of building that tension and then releasing at the top and dropping it down. Other than that, what I really liked was initially you observe the hook question. That is how you begin the whole process. Now let's look at the other final details in terms of her delivery. What I liked was her cadence was very nice and very pleasing. The story is about some kind of it is to tighten up and then loosen out. It is like a pendulum kind of a motion in terms of speaking. So I think she got that really right. Other than that, using the props, the table, or maybe dropping the pen. So these are something which actually enhances the whole audio-visual experience. But one thing which I would like to see next time is that there was a lack of emotions. I wanted you to feel the emotion that you were feeling at the time when you were terrified or when the tension was building up. That needs to be reflected in your body itself. When that happens, also the projection is visible in terms of, okay, now even the audience would be able to feel and relate to that particular emotion. That is something which was missing. Other than that, I would say this was a very, very well designed and very well written speech. Just add the emotions and I think you're all set. Over to you.
Thank you. And from Saurav, we learned the art of storytelling in evaluation. Thank you, Saurav, for that really appropriate evaluation. And to Toastmaster Sanya, what a wonderful, I would say, a story rather than a typical speech. We really got to know what are the little nuances of having a good storytelling, the different elements. One thing where I felt you were short of is the facial expression and the voice. Added that, your speech would have been super, super interesting. Thank you for giving us those nuggets of information and the wonderful story. Next, we have Toastmaster Pragati as the speaker, and she will be evaluated by Toastmaster.
What a wonderful icebreaker. Really well done. I was intrigued by the examples, how you connected the story. It was very well done, right? To start with the good things that I was able to see in the speech, it started with a very good energy. You can sense the positivity. You had a good pitch. We were able to hear you, and it gave you a chance to play with the voice when you started, right? Hand gestures in the starting were amazing. You were able to articulate well, whatever you wanted to share. Your hand gestures were actually working towards that, right? And few small tidbits like how you added bit of humor, while you were closing one part of the story and moving to the other. That kept the attention, that grabbed the attention of the audience. So that was amazing again. Now, in terms of what can be better, while you started with your speech, eye contact can be better. You can use the stage a bit more, connect with the audience a bit more. Because it was an icebreaker, I was not expecting to have a lot of engagement with the audience, but with eye contact, we can do that a bit more, right? Stage presence, second thing, how you utilize the stage. I could see that you were using the stage from this part to the middle of it, and you rarely went this side. Now your speech had three parts, right? How you started a journey of horse riding, and then how you're actually working now, right? So you can actually utilize the stage during the transitions. That can be used well. Now I already said that hand gestures were good, but it was in the first half of the overall speech. During the second half of the speech, the hand gestures came down. So usually we create a rectangle like this, right? Thank you. Whenever we are trying to dominate something or speak our last thing, we go out of that rectangle, or we try to lead them according to the audience, right? But for this better half of the speech, it was below this, right? So something just to be conscious about can help. And you have a very good pitch, right? So, a recommendation is play with the vocal variety that you have. You can actually utilize is to express your topics much better. I must say that horse riding lessons paid off, because it never felt like icebreaker speech. It felt like that you were just telling us a story. So hats off to you on that. Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Harsh, for that great evaluation. I would absolutely agree that Pragati had a wonderful start, and during the middle section of the speech was actually full of wisdom for life and from the leadership lessons, and the kind of analogies that she used relating the horse riding experience with the leadership lessons and different other lessons from life was a great way to again tell a good story. Thank you, Pragati. Moving on with the table topic section, which was conducted by Toastmaster Harsh. I would like to tell Harsh again a very humorous way of starting, wherein he had a negative hook and he said, "I'm not good at it," and then the way he brilliantly went through the entire section was amazing. We had a good combination of Toastmaster members as well as the guests being presented. Nice topics, very lucid enough for one to understand. Thank you. And to speak upon. So if somebody in the audience did not have a chance, please do try it the next time, because this is the stage, the area wherein you test yourself. And now I'd like to call upon the evaluators, the set of evaluators, grammarian, our counter, and the timer. Firstly, I'd like to call upon the grammarian, Toastmaster. Please.
It was wonderful speech. The sentence structure was good. just use the advanced vocabulary, and deliver was so lucid, and yeah. So the grammar, you cannot mug the grammar up. Grammar perfection is going to happen with time. It's take years. Grammar is the bridge to connect the thought to one person to understand the other persons. So grammar is a tools to deliver the your speech, to lucid the speech to the other.
Thank you, Toastmaster Upland. You mentioned that all the speakers who took the word of the day and the idiom. So you can. Okay. So maybe probably you can add who all took the word of spoke the word of the day and the idiom of the day, and more details about what are the words, some of the words that you liked it and you did not like, or the right correction of it that can be included in your report. But overall, thank you for giving this report. Next, I'd like to call upon the R counter. Please.
Thank you. Like I mentioned in the beginning, there are common filler words which are like so basically everyone uses them according to themselves. So I'll point out the common ones, like Pushpinder was extensively using the word so. Shivang was using in the first part. When you came for evaluation, it went better. Then Vishwajit same and so, and there is a very melodic tone in it, you know, when you use it. We'll come to that, why does it happen? And Saurabh was someone who did not use any filler words, so round of applause for him. And next, very big round of applause for someone who is here for the first time, and she is among those who have not used any filler words today. So for Kati, Ganesh was using the same mellow and into, and rest of the people were using a little bit of filler words to just ease out the process. So once we've understood which one was used, so let's pick up the most common one, which is So you must have seen, like recently have you seen Sunil Grover doing Amir Khan, mimicry of him? So whenever someone talks to him as Amir Khan, go, ठीक है. What is that? Why does that happens? So imagine like you're on a road and inside your mind, you're walking and your brain is trying to come up with what path do you have to move to. So the road is getting built right in front of you. Sometimes what happens, your delivery moves so much fast that the road ends. So you're waiting there for the next part of the road to get built, and that's where you go like, okay, now I need to think what's happening, and then you go, then the road is built, you move forward, then you're like, that's why it happens. So the easiest way to deal with it is to just slow it down. Maybe you are trying to deliver so fast you think, okay, I have a speech to give, so how about I just complete it as soon as possible, so I'll be out of the situation really well. And that's where it appears. And the level 2 of it is obviously you replace with and to, so you don't sound like, okay, I have dealt with the problem of but the first principle was something else. So you choose and I was there to, so you do that. So the easiest way to deal with is this. And second level, which other people were using, like using the words like so, and they use it extensively. Then the reason for that is, we are humans, we obviously cannot plan everything. I cannot plan out 10 minutes, 1 hour of speech of myself. So I will need filler words. So when you find that key, you do not have to eliminate every single filler word from your speech. You have to understand, I need to find quality filler words. And to becomes the easiest one. So you can replace them with however, that time, after that, throughout. So when you keep replacing them with the quality of conversation, people will feel like your filler words were part of your speech, not something that you were looking out as a shield to protect yourself. And that is the only way to deal with it. Thank you.
Yogesh, that was quite an insightful way to explain how can we eliminate filler words. Well, we tend to use it very often, but yeah, that's the very nice way to explain and tell how we can replace it. We'll now move on to the timer. Guest, what please come here
We have very nice speeches and most of them were in time. I'll start with the prepared speeches and I'll tell you how much each of the speaker took. Starting with Vishwajit, he took 7 minutes and 30 seconds. He was 30 seconds above the timing. Sanya took 6 minutes and 40 seconds, well within the time. Pragati took 5 minutes and 50 seconds, also within the icebreaker timings. Then we have evaluators. Prashant took 3 minutes and 46 seconds, which was 46 seconds above the time. Saurabh took 3 minutes and 7 seconds, which was just above the time limit, 7 seconds. Harsh was well within the time, 2 minutes and 42 seconds. And then we'll come to the table topic sessions. We had Yogesh who took 1 minute and 22 seconds. Sailesh took 1 minute and 17 seconds. Ganesh took 1 minute and 6 minutes. I took 1 minute and 26 seconds. Pushpendra took 1 minute and 40 seconds. And Pradyun, you took 53 seconds, which was little below the minimum time limit. You could add more. You took a very good example, but you could come back to the topic and tell how the example connected to the topic that you were talking about. That could give you a little 10 or 20 seconds more. That was my report. Thank you.
Can we have one special round of applause for that's because you took the role, being not a member. Thank you. I'm sure you have some great observation skills that you have not only played the role fantastically well, not any glitches. And thank you. Please do join us as a member. It's now time to wrap up and give my general evaluation. I will start with the Sergeant at Arms, which was played by Toastmaster Vishwajit. We started the meeting at 10:36. However, it had to start at 10:15, but my very apologies to all of you present here that we started late because of some glitches here and there. But never mind. We started at 10:36 with the Sergeant at Arms speech telling you what Toastmasters principles are, what are the integrity, the values of Toastmasters, and that was very well played by our Toastmaster Vishwajit. He took up the energy of the meeting and ensured that we maintained it. Next, the Toastmaster of the day, which was Toastmaster Pushpendra, came up with the theme, which was on theory of games. So he had a wonderful slides that were presented here. He made great efforts to plan up the entire framework of the Toastmaster of the Day session and had quite interesting games for all of us. Thank you to all of those who participated and made sure that we learned some great lessons about the changes. Decision making under uncertainty is one of the things that I take back from his TMOD session today. The split or the steal game is something I was very new to. I didn't have never played it, so this is something I'll steal from you. And overall, the kind of strategy that he explained to us through this games and how it can be inculcated in our daily life, wherein we make challenging decisions, is something that's nice for us, all of us, to take back. Some of the recommendations that I think Toastmaster Pushpendra you can take from the session today would be, I understand you had slides and you were supposed to be at the podium most of the times, but I would really encourage you to take the center stage, which makes you authoritative, makes you take command of the stage whenever you feel feasible it would be. In between the speeches, when you were transitioning from the team on session to the speaker session, you could have had neutral slides because when the speaker is speaking and the audience member might look at the screen and read, so that distracts sometimes. So a neutral slide would have been great. On the content, I think some of the content could have been shortened. I know the games demanded the audience attention, which you didn't really had control on, but content could have been a little more shortened, more crisp and clear. Otherwise, good usage of the slides and the entire content. More towards, I would want you to take pauses wherever required so that we can also digest the message. I have already spoken about the TTM session and the individual evaluators. I don't think I need to speak upon. All the 3 evaluators were amazing and the speakers as well. The evaluation section played by Grenade and our counter and timer was also fantastic. Overall, in general, the meeting went on fantastically well in spite of the absence of a couple of role players. That demands for attention from the president and the EC members of the club to ensure that all the members who are taking up the role are present well before time and there is better preparedness. Because we would not want to waste people's time. That's the most critical thing, because our speeches, our entire meeting is very well planned and it should not go beyond time. So that's one feedback that I would want to give to the EC members. All in all, fantastic speech. 888 is the meeting number, and before the meeting started, I didn't knew the relevance of 888, and I googled it and found that it means abundance of everything. In spirituality, it has very great relevance, and for me, being present at meeting number 888 is maybe a sign of good fortune, and I hope that good fortune also goes with all of you. I will now switch to the role of the presiding officer. And I would love to take feedback from the members as well as guests. So we'll start with the guest first. Maybe, sir, would you want to introduce yourself because you came late, and then give the feedback of the meeting?
Yes, I am Pankaj, so I am a data scientist, and the feedback that I came today, I became late just because I don't have the venue. So please post the venue on the group whenever the meeting is started. So thank you so much.
Are you part of the WhatsApp guest group?
Yes.
Okay, I think it was posted there, the meeting.
Yeah, it is there.
It was
It was.
My apologies for the same. We'll ensure that it's posted before time. Okay. But however, we usually stay in this building, right?
Yeah.
Stay in this building, and our meeting starts at 10:15 a.m. The good part about Gurgaon Toastmasters Club is though the venue might change, but the meeting is never cancelled, whatsoever happens. All right. So, would you want to give feedback?
Yeah. So this is Gaurav here. This is my first day here, and I was already excited. I don't know what's the magic in this city. Earlier I was staying in Zirakpur, and there I had a lot of time to do anything, and here I don't find time to do anything. So I make time, and today I'm really happy that I make time to attend this meeting, and I'm sure I'll be attending each class every week.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That's a positive feedback, I would say. Somebody saying that we'll attend all meetings is an incredible feedback. Thank you, sir, for making it possible. Ma'am, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Shatabdi, and I am also like new to the city, new over here. So first time in this Toastmaster club, and I also came late because I didn't find the venue. So I was wandering here. There are a lot of places, and finally someone directed me over here. Love the class, love the energy, and soon probably I will also try to join the regular member, but for now I want to come as a guest.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for attending the meeting, and my apologies again, we couldn't find the venue, but we'll make sure we work on it. Just to let you all know, these are not called classes because there's no student, no teacher here. We call it meetings, okay? Just like a very professional setup that you have here, we call it meetings. I missed out on something. If I remember, I'll let you know. Thank you for attending. Sunil is one of my ex-Toastmasters. He's been here almost after 2 years, right?
2.5 years.
2.5 years. So please, Sunil, welcome back, and please introduce yourself and give your
So hi everyone, I'm Sunil Barnwal. I'm here back to GTMC after 2.5 years. For a short period of time, I was member of GTMC, and for some personal agenda or my expectation was required to be fulfilled, I left GTMC, but now I wish to continue it for the other one.
Any other guests, you?
Yeah, hi everyone. It's a wonderful meeting. This is the first time I'm attending such sort of meetings. As I introduced myself and I informed you that this is the first time I got to know about Toastmaster, but it is really wonderful to see too many beautiful speakers. All the speakers were good and a lot to learn. So definitely I would love to continue here.
Thank you so much, sir. So would you want to give feedback and also introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Sailesh. This is my, although being here, this is my 4th session that I'm attending. Right now, it has been really great. This has been something that I kept in mind. I never had exposure to Toastmasters before I came to Gurgaon. So this is something I realized, I got to know that it exists, and this is something I should work and improve myself. And so I'm trying to making it to be a habit and be present more.
Thank you so much, Sailesh.
Thank you.
And you?
Yeah, so I was really intrigued by all the presentation skills of all the the speakers that were present today, and I'm looking forward to learn from each one of them.
Thank you. That's a very positive feedback, I would say. Yes, I recall what I wanted to say is this particular club, Gurgaon Toastmasters Club, is one such club in Gurgaon, but you have many other clubs also. So the good part of being in a Toastmasters community is once you join a club, you get access to all other clubs. You can go there, meet their people, participate in their meetings. So that's a good part because you might have limited number of people in this room, but there's a larger community out there and various other opportunities that you get in this community for public speaking and leadership. So that was about it. Any other thing that any of the members would want to say? Voting links are out. Yes, sorry. Voting links are out and it's posted on all groups. Yes, please do vote. And quickly I'll announce who all are there for voting. So from the speakers, I would request if each one of you can raise your hand. Toastmaster Vishwajit, Toastmaster Sanya, Toastmaster Pradeep. So please vote for the best speaker. From the speech evaluators, only 2 are
Yes,
mentioned.
yes.
Saurabh is not eligible for election.
Okay, alright, we are being strict. From Toastmaster Prashant and Toastmaster Harsh. Please vote for the best speech evaluator. Auxiliary role players, we have grammarian Toastmaster Alpin, timer guest Shivang, and the last our counter Yogesh. From the role players, we have Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Pushpendra, Toastmaster Harsh as the table topic master, and myself as the general evaluator. Best table topic speaker, guest Yogesh. Guest Yogesh.
It's complicated.
Okay. Toastmaster Ganesh at the back, guest Shivang, guest Shailesh, Toastmaster Pushpendra, and guest Pradyum. Yeah, at the back. Please vote for the best table topic speaker. And while the votings are going on, I would also like to make one quick announcement that the Orations, which is the annual conference of our district, is going to happen in May. I saw the video and everything rolled out last evening. So that's a beautiful conference that you have every year at Toastmasters. So all Toastmasters from within our district, which includes north of India and Nepal, will be gathering at one place. There are immense learning opportunities. There are also participation opportunities to speak at a forum wherein almost 300 to 400 people would be present. I have myself attended these conferences almost 3 times, so I know what value it holds, and it should not be missed by any of the Toastmasters. So that's what I would say. If you have any questions, please reach out to your ex-president of the club, Toastmaster Mohit. He is the Orations chair this time. So you would have seen he was a member of this club, and now he is hosting a conference as large as almost 500 people will be invited to that conference. So that's the kind of opportunities we are looking at being in this community. Other votings? I would hand over the stage to Toastmaster Vishwajit. If you can.
You are the presiding officer.
That's
Saurabh
okay.
can come here.
We can do it together.
Have everybody voted?
Table topics.
Yes.
ब्रेक में बोल देते तो मैं कर लेता कुछ.
Okay, so now we have the best table topic speaker as guest Yogesh.
It's a long story.
Okay, you got to tell me the long story. Okay.
Table topics का also certificate का
Role player goes to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Pushpa. Best auxiliary role player goes to our counter again. Yes, Yogesh.
Thank you once again.
Each evaluator, that's a amazing tag. It goes to Toastmaster Harsh. Last but not the least, best speaker for the day. That's a good time. And finally, the best speaker of the day goes to Toastmaster Vishwajit.
That's right.
Alright, on that note,
I'm willing.
wishing you a fabulous February with the fortune of the 888. Thank you for your time. It's been a wonderful morning, and I wish the rest of the Sunday goes very well for you. Thank you, and all the best.